we're on.
Brilliant. Again, thank you very much to everyone who's chosen to tune in and watch this video. The backdrop is different because I'm not in my own house. Today, Rangers beat Kilmarnock 3-1, of course, in the Scottish Cup, which means we proceed to the quarter-finals. Morelos pulled out the big guns, silenced his critics by scoring a hat-trick, his first hat-trick, of course, for Rangers. So a fantastic game to watch today. His first goal, of course, was a header from a brilliant Tavernier ball. Now, you could argue that it took a slight defection off of the Killie defender, but still wouldn't have made a difference. His second goal was a product of utter strength, brute force, and tenacity. Holds the ball up, makes sure that the Kilmarnock defender doesn't get in front of him, sprints forward and across the goal shot. The kind of shot that's difficult, that he shouldn't be scoring if he's missing the easy ones. And again, he scores a hard goal. And the third one was another brilliant cross from Tav, unsung hero in this game, by the way, which he heads home. So, Blair, how would you sum up Morelos' performance today?
It's different. It's difficult. I mean, first and foremost, what a performance and a hat-trick. Fantastic. But there's parts of the game where you think, what is he thinking?
Yes.
And the yellow card was, I don't know what that was all about. I mean, if he's not learning anything from the Aberdeen game, and this time he did make contact, so yeah. But I mean, apart from that, the quality of the finishing was top notch. The sitting goal, it was superb, wasn't it? And I think overall, you've just got to take the positives from the game, but be wary that he has got that mean streak in him.
Completely agree. Earlier on, I said Tav's the unsung hero of the game, but I do have to say, people were blaming Scott Arfield for that lunge trying to intercept the ball. He took himself out of the game completely. Resultantly, a ball was swung in and led towards a Kilmarnock goal, which came off of poor Borna Barisic.
The thing is, I think,
you feel sorry for him, don't you?
I think the Arfield, when he was pressing Jones, they should have pressed him and don't let him turn. If you let him turn, it was commentated on that, he will swing a ball in and he'll cause problems. And I think Arfield should have been tighter. But then again, there's Tavernier at the end of the pitch, and then it goes back to that old argument again. And
well, that's
really,
it. So the bread and butter of defending in that instance is to jockey, and you jockey until you have that challenge. He didn't have a challenge. He lunged in thinking to get the ball, and it was just not precise whatsoever. But it shouldn't have got to that point. So the reason why Arthur was covering the right back is because Tavernier runs up the pitch, tries to swing the ball, it gets deflected. Tav's caught in possession. The possession changes over. Tav can't get back in time. It's a break. Kilmarnock are on. Past it. Is it Jones that was down the wing?
Yeah, I think it was Jones. Yeah.
Talented player, really good player.
Yeah. I think if Rangers were looking at an extra body in the squad for bounce games and midweek going into this weekend, I think Jones would be a certain player they should look at. But the goal, I think Barisic was just unlucky. I mean, Burke was just behind him, and I think he probably would have made the same contact and probably scored. So he really had to try and do something, and unfortunately ended up in the back of the net. So
I think I was really impressed with Morelos as well, because he scored the first goal twice. And how many times does someone do that? So his first goal was it was definitely in. It was way in, and the linesman had his head poked round the corner flag, looking straight past the post, so he should have seen the ball go in, and it's not given. Morelos got 4 goals today, Blair. 4 goals today. One of them wasn't given. Another honest mistake.
I mean, it's a type of decision where it can probably change the direction of a game if we do going to lose that game, or if we go on to have a bad performance, or we look back at the opportunity. Fortunately for us, that wasn't the case, but it could have been. But yeah, again, he's there in the right places to have those opportunities, and he proved to do that. Give him another chance and he'll put it away.
And of course, we need to speak about Jamie Murphy's injury. It didn't look like too much contact for me, and fans were having a go at Kurt Broadfoot. He was just being a bit of a pest in defence, and it wasn't really, anything to do with it. He didn't intend on hurting him. He just was a bit physical, so I don't blame him for that. The only thing I do blame him for is going into the back of Wes Foderingham. That was completely unnecessary. That was definitely a deliberate barge.
I think it was commented on as well that the surface did play a part, but whether or not it wouldn't have been the same result with grass for Jamie Murphy's injury, it would remain to be seen. I think whatever it is, I think the surfaces should be banned anyway. They should be banned. I don't think there's much debate in that.
No ball bounced true that game.
No, I didn't, and it was a disjointed game. The game didn't flow right. A couple of loose passes from both sides, including the one I think from the defender bouncing up, and the goal when Morelos ran onto it. Just incidents like that, and I think hopefully it's not a serious injury, But
agree.
it brings up another conversation again, same one about the pitch and does it serve for a Premier League team?
Well, I mean, today, something we have to look at that's positive is for 417 minutes, I think it was, Kilmarnock had not conceded a goal. And then Alfredo Morelos walks in and says, hold on a minute, this is my crowd now, and puts 3 past him. So the confidence boost that he's got from that surely is brilliant. And we got important Europa League ties coming up now where, the playoffs and then and all firms have come. So hopefully this is the start of some real form for Morelos, because in Scottish games, isn't that 5 goals in 3 games at the moment?
It's something along those lines. I think in 4 attempts he hadn't scored previously against Kilmarnock, which, I mean, you think about it, I mean, Gerrard's come in and he's not only brought in new players, but he's improved the current team.
Yes.
And one of those people who's benefited has been Morelos, definitely. And, you're starting to see a player that is starting to get the end of the right balls and put the ball in the back of the net. It's just that attitude at times that comes to the front and you think, oh, it's just, calm down a little bit. I don't want you to get sent off on a real meaningless yellow card.
Agreed. There's a certain petulance to Morelos, which I think I don't think he's going to push that out of his game. I think he's always going to have that little edge to him, like Diego Costa.
He needs to be smarter.
Yeah, he does need to be smarter, but it's what makes him a bit of an enigma, really. It's what makes him a pest as well, is that fighting nature. That's why we call him the Buffalo. We do expect these kind of things from him, but when, he held up Rangers' play by committing a foul that didn't need to happen, when I think it was either Arfield or Ryan Kent that was running up the pitch and, was progressing.
A lovely bit of play. I mean, the link change, I think it was Halliday and Arfield.
That was beautiful.
Going on to Kent, I think that's another player we should go on to talk about as well, is Andy Halliday. But again, that's another opportunity that could have turned into a goal, or an opportunity, for a shot on goal. You've just got to think, let's not do that. It could have been 2-2, or could have been losing the game. That could have been a bit of play that could have turned it around for us. But luckily not. And we're talking about this, in a case of let's just cut that out. Not, my God, you've cost us the game.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. You touched on Halliday earlier, really, without even meaning to, when you said that Gerrard's come along and improved the players.
Yeah.
None so more than Andy Halliday. Yeah, I think there's just this utter sense of pride, and there's a connection amongst Rangers fans and Halliday. And yes, we've been harsh to him before, and not particularly Rangers fans channel, but as fans, which we all take credit for and blame for, don't we? Yeah. We've all slated him. We've all, treated him badly, but he was playing. He did not look like he was going to be a good player. So you can understand why fans did think, what are you still doing in the club? But surely he's starting to show, hold on a minute, I am up for this. I'm a massive Rangers fan and I can perform on the pitch. And that's delightful.
I mean, going back to the start of the summer, I think he was on number 1 on everyone's list to be out of the club. It's never crossed anybody's mind that he'd have started or at least appeared in the Rangers team after Gerrard had come in. And I think, it's probably the number 1 case that players can be improved and they can, come in and do a job. And I think, he's certainly done that anyway, and he's blew me away with some of his periods of play today, passing the ball left, right and centre. At times it was a bit slack, but I mean, compared to Andy Halliday a season ago, even 2.5 seasons ago, it's just completely night and day, isn't it?
Agreed. Yeah, again, completely agreed. Do we have any comments in the chat at this point in time?
Yeah, with a few. I think...
Well in, lads.
I think Regan Elliott's is staying for the draw, so the draw must be made today as well. Mark Wiper says, I now see why Andy Halliday's been kept on. William Hull says, we give we Halliday stick, but have to say step up when asked to be one of our own. Only problem with Halliday is Holt is a better player and on loan. That's an interesting point. We should have been 4-1, says David Young. And I don't know when the draw is, but people have been mentioning the draw's at 5. So I'm not thinking we'll stay until the draw. But,
good, no. Maybe one of our podcasts, which we started, by the way. If you don't follow us on Facebook, please ensure that you do so. It's Rangers Fans Channel. As simple as that. Rangers Fans with channel in the end. So easy to find. And we're starting to do podcasts. At this point in time, it's looking weekly, but we are going to look to put it in daily. Of course, Blair's there to put the effort in, but I'm a bit of a tricky bugger.
Just tune in for that, guys. I mean, it is early days. It's new technology I've never used before.
And I'm still scared of technology, so it's all down to Blair, really. Expecting a video later on as well?
Yeah, in our release. I mean, we've got the Champions League, the Europa League tie against Ufa. UFA. I've heard it pronounced UFA today on the TV. So I
I'll
think
call
that's
them
maybe,
UFA.
yeah, UFA sounds better, but UFA. Apparently there's some visa problems there. I don't know about that.
That's bollocks. That's utter bollocks. But what our video is just releasing what you need to know about UFA or UFA, just so that you don't go into the tie thinking, who are these mugs? Yeah, just a little bit of information so that you can learn about UFA. And it's nothing too interesting, is it? But it's good to know.
I mean, yeah, it is good to know. As a fan as well, you want to know who your team's up against, and it's quite an unknown quantity, especially. Like, it's like, what, the sixth biggest city in Russia or something like that, I think you said? I don't know.
It's the murder capital of Russia. So the most murders that happen where UFA play. So
well, let's keep that for the video. But well, going back for today's performance, I mean, anything else you think we should cover?
I mean, I'm okay with what we've covered so far. There's lots of ins and outs that we don't potentially need to get into because it's not always.
West Fordingham could be one. I mean, he had a superb save.
But I'm not entirely happy with the performance again. But I'm just used to the positioning and the confidence of Adam McGregor. I saw a couple of times when the ball was 1-on-1, not really 1-on-1, when the ball was in the box, it was about to go in the box. Wes was really good with communicating with the team, but his positioning wasn't good.
Yeah,
I just came to find. I think he's got a lack of confidence.
We've got Ayr United in the next round.
Well, yeah, so that'll be following him there, sure.
Yeah. So that's confirmed at St Johnstone v Celtic and Hearts v Motherwell.
And they're no mugs. They beat Dundee 3-0.
Yeah.
And I think it's Lawrence or Lewis Shankland, a good friend of Craig Houston, who got 2 goals. So watch out for him.
Lawrence Shankland, yeah, he's been right amongst the goals so far this season. But again, it's just another test, another sort of, team we have to beat, get through the Dutch round, and I think we will. Just have to make sure we're not complacent in any way. And
Blair, what should people who are watching this video do?
Should like, subscribe, and comment, obviously.
But above all, subscribe. Of course, there is another YouTuber called Gary. He's up and coming. How do you pronounce his last name, Blair? I'm awful with Scottish names.
Is it Burrow?
Burrell. But Gary's a good guy. We're going to leave his description in the comment below, so make sure you get on over there and give him a subscriber. He knows what he's talking about, a passionate Scottish Rangers man, and who doesn't love to see that? So thanks very much for watching, and of course, subscribe for more, comment and like. Thank you very much.